Father Buckley gives us this description of the universal art theme portrayed in the fresco. The key to the theme of the fresco is the central figure of Christ, which unites as one the Last Supper, Calvary, and the Mass. The Saviour in majesty is painted with a hint of glory of the Transfiguration, when his face shone like the sun and his garments white as snow. Below, the apostles are grouped around the supper table, full of awe and mostly gazing upwards at the Master. Too soon they will see him like this, but he will be on the cross, and so the Last Supper is united to Calvary by the cross, which is silhouetted behind Christ against the azure sky. The rock of Calvary becomes one with the supper table, and thus Calvary is perpetuated by the priest saying Mass on the same rock, a reminder to us of the Irish Mass rock. A thin white line which runs circle-wise forms the top of the supper room, and at the same time joins the figure of Calvary with the priest. This white line is symbolic of the host, and so joins all three in a monumental unity. On the right-hand side, a ray of glory joins heaven and earth, with the whole scene fading into the distant view of the Mourne Mountains, with the priest and people at the Mass rock. St. Peter is the most important figure amongst the apostles. In fact, his garments are painted in the same colours as the rock. This brings to mind the promise of Christ to Peter, "Thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church." There is a ruggedness in Peter which coincides with the rock. The leonine quality of his head brings out the fortitude of Christ, which the evangelist St. Mark brought out in the Gospel when he wrote the teaching of Peter. On the other hand, St. Matthew, who brought out the sacred humanity of Christ, is firmly kneeling on the ground. St. John, who brought out the majesty and divinity of Christ, has as his symbol the eagle. In the fresco, he is kneeling at the foot of Christ, his outstretched arms giving the impression of one almost about to take flight. There is an attempt to represent the apostles in all their various characteristics, even to Thomas's finger and hand. There is no overloading of symbolism, and all elements are unified by the central theme in which Christ dominates.